Okay, good evening. Welcome to tonight's City of Temecula Community Services Commission meeting. The time is 6 o'clock p.m. It is Monday, October 14th. We'll call the meeting to order. And first up, we have our flag salute, which will be led by Commissioner Kathy Sizemore.
Thank you. Would you please rise? Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Sizemore. Next up, we have our roll call, and we have our Commission Secretary, Willa Augustine. When you're ready.
Thank you, Chairperson Kingsburg. I'll take the roll call. Commissioner Castro.
Here.
Commissioner Audi.
Here.
Commissioner Sizemore.
Present.
Vice Chair Hawks.
Here.
Chairperson Kingsburg.
Present.
All present. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Willa. Tonight we have two presentations from various city programs. First up, we are going to hear about the Workforce Development Program and an update on that. And I believe Charles Walker will lead on that. Thank you, Charles. And staff, come on up.
How are you? My name's Charles Walker with Workforce, and this right here is Abby Solis. She's a senior rec leader, and we're going to share this presentation tonight. We're going to talk about our Temecula Workforce Development Programs, and we'll take questions either during or after. Let's talk about our internship and fellowship program. This internship program, you've heard about it. We place interns here in the city. Many have gone on to get part-time and full-time positions. It's a recognized program nationally. City of Detroit and Long Beach, in the Bay Area, Tallahassee, Florida, have all contacted us in the past saying, how do you guys do this? What are some of your best practices for this? This cannot be done without the full-throated support of our executive staff, okay? So you can't just place an intern in a department if that director doesn't have the time or the willingness to help, and our executive staff have all opened up their doors, and this makes this happen. Our externship program is the outgrowth of our internship program, where we work with Temecula Valley Unified School District, and we take a lot of their young people from the CTE program and place them in our automotive programs throughout the city, and about 90% of those young people get employment, okay? So these programs aren't just let's work on your resume, let's work on a cover letter, but they're actually getting employed with skills. We have a media externship program for people who are interested in all levels of communication, and we have our culinary externship programs for young people who want to go into culinary field. And we keep trying to expand these vocational opportunities.
The Mayor's Internship Appreciation Luncheon is a wonderful opportunity for interns and mentors to connect and reflect on their experiences and in a relaxed setting. This event fosters a sense of community among city interns and participants from various workforce development programs, celebrating their shared accomplishments.
Take a look, if you will, the photo on the front steps. That's just many of the interns and externs who have come together every summer. We host this luncheon, and I really like the different ages, the different groups. It's a wonderful photo. I really am moved by that photo.
The College and Vocational Fair is an exciting annual event that attracts over 8,000 high school students and representatives around 200 colleges, vocational schools, and military institutes across the U.S. This fair provides a unique opportunity for students to connect with school representatives, gather information, and explore educational options. It's one of the busiest days at the mall, showcasing high level of interest and engagement in the community.
So this is both a long-term and short-term economic development. The short-term economic development, this is the second busiest day at the mall behind Black Friday, okay? The long-term economic development is these people are coming here and finding a path, going out and bringing those skills back to Temecula. So that's why we always talk about the short-term and long-term economic development of this event. Again, we're a model for the region. School districts as far as Irvine and Riverside, they send their kids on buses to get to this event. And we're in the 16th year of having this event. Oh, medical career pathways. This is a program that helps high schoolers who are interested in medicine. They have a lecture series each week. They do hands-on workshops. And because they're in high school, they don't get to do the shadowing, okay? But this is a popular program. Our Future Physicians program is made up of a community health project, a lecture series, and shadowing. You've heard me say that the shadowing is real by putting on casts to help the doctors put on casts. And even, one time when I speak to them, I ask the different students, hey, what was your shadowing experience today? And one person said, I got to call time of death. So this is a real program and gives real life experience. And now the program has been around for so long, we actually have doctors in the community who have been a part of this program. So that's pretty exciting.
The Legal Scholarship Program is a fascinating opportunity for undergraduates and graduate students interested in legal careers. Participants will engage in law school tours, workshops, and courtroom visits, gaining valuable insights through in-depth analysis of Supreme Court cases, with guidance from legal professionals, including lawyers and judges. The program culminates a luncheon featuring insights of the California State Bar President, providing a comprehensive look at the legal field.
Again, this program's been around long enough that now we have actual lawyers in the region and nationally who started off in this program. The program is one of a kind. It's recognized, like she said, every year by the California State Bar President. Comes all the way from LA and has lunch with our participants.
The Young Women's Career Conference is an empowering event that connects students with female industry leaders across various career paths. Through one-on-one discussions and moderated panel, mentors share personal journeys and valuable advice, inspiring the next generation of women in workforce.
We've had everyone over the years from engineers, plastic surgeons. We've even had in the past female generals come and be a part of this, military generals to be a part of this program. It's a great opportunity for mentorship. And these mentors stay in touch with the participants. Rocktober, it's in the month of October. It is a musical, we don't like to say competition, but a festival for young people, exhibition to show some of the things they have learned. How many of us have children and they take those piano lessons and they take those guitar lessons, but they have nowhere to show those skills off. And this is an opportunity for that to happen. Youth Innovators. This is an opportunity for high schoolers to have their chance at an internship. They work very closely with city staff to help plan and organize youth-run city events. The Rocktober, they get to plan that and implement that. Our Young Women's Career Conference, they work on that. Our college fair, they get to work on that. And they get public service credit.
The Junior STEM program is organized by the Youth Innovators, engages middle school students interested in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or STEM. Participants explore various STEM careers, like subjects like biology, psychology, and computer science through interactive meetings and educational activities throughout the year. The Youth Entrepreneur. Sorry.
Our STEM summer camp, this is just an outgrowth of our STEM program where we actually have a STEM summer camp, and they host their science fair during that time as well.
The Youth Entrepreneur Program equips young individuals with essential business skills and concepts. Participants learn budgeting, market research, and marketing strategies. This program empowers them to develop their entrepreneur skills and prepares them for future endeavors.
A lot of people, parents, I'm a parent, say things like, Johnny will have his own t-shirt business one day because he loves to draw. And the reality is, no, Johnny will not, because he doesn't know how to write a business plan, doesn't know anything about accounting, doesn't know anything about marketing. So this is a program that helps Johnny accomplish those things. Our Leadership Academy, what we talked about earlier, your resumes, your cover letters, your interviewing. We take care of we work on the college essay, your ACT and SAT, CPR, food handler's license. I like to say this is the stuff that parents at home say, hey, the school should be taking care of this. And this is the stuff where the school says, hey, the parents should be taking care of this. Okay? So we really try to help fill that void, and we have the Leadership Academy. It's a summer program. New this year, we have our Veterans Appreciation Luncheon, which we're excited to host November 19th, right across the hall in the conference center. And because of how popular our Young Women's Career Conference is, we thought it best to create one for young men, and we're going to have the Young Men's Career Conference. Questions? A lot of our programs are in this booklet, so.
Right, well, thank you so much for sharing that comprehensive view. We'll just allow each commissioner to ask a question or make comment if they would like. We'll start with Commissioner Castro.
Thank you for the briefing. It's a pretty impressive program. I feel like I'm echoing. I think what I was going to say. No, I was very impressed with everything you do with all these programs, and especially teaching skills that are valuable across different occupations and specialties, where they communications and all the marketing and everything like that. You mentioned JDS Studios.
Yes.
What is that?
Oh, JDS Studio is a local media company that we partner with for our media externships.
Okay. Do you place any of these people with nonprofits?
Yes.
Okay.
And we can get you a list.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Sizemore.
Thank you, Chair Kingsburg. Pleasure to have you here tonight, Charles. I really appreciate the work that you do for workforce development. I know our family personally has been impacted by that, and we thank you for that. I just want to compliment you. I want to compliment how the city and workforce development has created this partnership between our Chamber of Commerce and our business community. As a small business owner myself and a member of the Chamber of Commerce, we are often hearing from our Chamber of Commerce and from other members about the different programs the city has. And we always speak so highly about the results that we're seeing in the community when it comes to potential hires that we have for our business and just the other business owners that we see growing in our city. Really want to compliment you on running the Youth Entrepreneurs Program. I started out being a small business owner with a background in accounting, and being an entrepreneur, I've learned that not only do I do my accounting myself, I've had to learn marketing, I've had to learn social media, website development, and the list goes on and on and on. So being able to get some of those skills in these kids and also get them to realize I can't just do the one thing, I have to kind of know how to do all of this if I'm going to be an entrepreneur and run a business. I am really excited to see the Young Men's Career Conference this spring. I'm looking forward to hearing about the impact that makes with the young men in our community. And just again, compliment you on just the breadth of what you're doing. You are serving our youth that are potentially going to be in professional careers, but you have programs all the way down through the trades. It's just really impressive what you're doing. And the city as a whole, in between their help with TVE2 and the Entrepreneur Resource Center. just compliment you on that. Thank you.
Thank you, and I wanted to point out that Abby is one of our senior rec leaders, and she's front lines, helping to design and implement these programs.
Great. Commissioner Adi?
Yeah, so Charles and Abby, Charles, I gotta admit, I gotta confess, we talk a lot behind your back here at these meetings. We get a report pretty much every week about what's going on with workforce, and we always know, someone on this commission is giving some props back to the workforce on a monthly basis. So that's how impressive it is every time it shows up. I just want to highlight, a couple of things like you talked about with the young women's events that you have, and the young men's coming up in the spring, but just connecting those folks with role models and mentors, the power that has for them is just amazing. I also want to talk about kind of what Commissioner Sizemore referred to, in that we see these connections from internship to externship to now sometimes even with the city itself giving back to the community, these kids who went through that program. Or I've followed a lot of our former students who have gone through this program. They're off in other parts of the state or the country contributing also. And then finally, just one of the best examples of a joint effort with TVUSD, with the local businesses. It's just so powerful. And Abby, I'm glad Charles, let us know you're right there on the, right on the ground, working hard with all of this. But Charles, just a super impressive program, and thank you for providing this for our city.
Thank you.
Vice Chair Hawks?
Thank you, Charles. And you did a great job with the scope of impact you had from high schoolers to middle schoolers up to college and undergrad and their future careers. So thank you. And I have a question about the process. How did you find these students? Do they apply? Is there an interview process? And do you ever turn away because of the interest and the demand?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yes, unfortunately, we do have to turn some away. It's a very competitive program. We have announcements on the different school sites, and over the years, we've been doing this for so long, we have a nice network of schools and counselors who have sent, and department heads who have sent different people through, and sometimes people in the community have recommended people. What we do is we get these resumes, we interview the ones that make it past the interview. We live scan everyone. All our interns are live scanned, and then they're placed in a different department.
And just to clarify, we have that on our website too. So we can refer people to the website. If people can go to the website, if they find it, they can apply directly there or inquire directly there too.
Okay. Yeah, it really impressed. And thank you for all the work you do. And also I echo my other two commissioners that I'm really excited to see the conference for the young men, for the boys, to see what it brings next year.
Wonderful, thank you.
Well, thank you, Charles and Abby. A couple of things I'd like to highlight. Mentioning the College and Vocational Fair, I did attend last month and hadn't been in a while as my children have aged on, and I hadn't been over there. But my plan was to go over there and beat the rush, and it didn't work out for me because by the time it opened at 10 o'clock, I mean, there were hundreds of people already there, and those school buses you were talking about were out in the parking lot, and the mall was packed, and I walked around and talked to some local representatives, but also it was interesting to be able to talk to some out-of-state representatives. There were folks there from University of Missouri, University of Arkansas. I was impressed. Suffolk, I believe, in the Boston area. So again, great job with that program. And then the other thing, from the lens of being a retired high school educator, I was really intrigued and interested to hear you make that connection that you spoke of with TVUSD, talking about the externships. Because going back when I left my most recent school, Chaparral High School, 10 years ago, there were a couple of CTE classes. Now I know there are a lot more than a couple. There are full programs with various course menus and many fields these kids can go into. But the fact that you guys are able to take that extern idea and after these kids get some of their qualifications and their training, and then work with you as interns, and then go into a city position and help create that bridge is just great. So really enjoyed hearing about all this. So thank you guys so much for coming tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, and before you go, Charles, would you just like to say a word or two about the little booklet? I
Yes.
shouldn't say little, it's quite substantial.
Yeah, so in front of you, we placed our workforce development programs guide, and it's just a basic overview of all the programs that we go over. We'd love to hear your comments sometime, and thank you.
Thank you. And Abby, I believe we have your mom Cecilia and your brother Jose in the audience as well. So we have a very talented Solis family supporting us in several different divisions. Cecilia runs the senior center, as I'm sure you all know, and Jose is one of our bus drivers. He got his driver's license to be able to drive the bus, which is fantastic help because that's a very rare skill set, and also supports at the MRC. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. All right, now we have a second presentation. We have an update on the Ronald H. Roberts Library, and I believe Ginger Safstrom is here to share that with us. Thank you, Ginger, for coming tonight.
Good evening, Commissioners. Thank you for inviting me to speak with you tonight. My library career began 49 years ago, but my passion for books and libraries began when I was a young child, and they built a brand new library 3 blocks from my home. I loved riding my bicycle there and perusing the shelves in search of the perfect book. I'll also admit that I got thrown out for talking too much on more than one occasion. So I've seen a lot of changes in libraries over the years. Many changes, from the old days of the card catalog to digitization to the advent of AI. Lots of changes. So the Ronald H. Roberts Temecula Public Library is the busiest of 35 libraries in the Riverside County Library System. I like to say exponentially busier. Since opening 18 years ago, it has been a destination library, not only for local citizens, but for patrons traveling from far away, Corona, Fallbrook. We see people from all over. And they come to take advantage of the many services that we offer. Our average monthly door count is over 20,000 patrons, and our average circulation is around 50,000 items. Our circulation is more than double that of the next busiest library. Our programs have the highest attendance in Riverside County, and our summer reading program consistently has by far the most participation. We offer 9 story times per week to promote early literacy for young people in our community, something that I'm very passionate about. In addition to that, we offer many educational and recreational programs for children, teens, and adults. In a typical month, we have over 100 volunteers who contribute over 1,000 hours of community service. I've been asked to touch tonight on a few of the challenges currently facing libraries across the country and here at home. In 2020, libraries in America took a real hit with the COVID pandemic shutdown. With no warning, staff were sent home for 3 months. Staff showed tremendous resiliency once they were allowed to return back to work without actually reopening the doors to the public. They quickly devised new and innovative ways to deliver the most basic of library services. Missing story time, staff quickly learned videography and sound mixing skills to deliver online story times to children stuck at home. Searching for something to read, Staff offered and created curated book lists online for patrons. Not open to the public yet, staff delivered books curbside. Librarians are caring, innovative, and resilient people. Our numbers have been increasing since the shutdown, but we are still short of pre-pandemic levels. The staff and the public were very thrilled when we reopened, but with that reopening came some very notable changes. Mental health. In recent years, we've seen increasing numbers of people struggling with mental health issues. I've filed more than a few incident reports this past year involving disruptive behavior in the library. The most egregious have included verbal threats to other patrons, weapons, and public drunkenness, resulting in one-year bans for the individuals from all Riverside County libraries. To better equip librarians facing these situations, all staff completed a mandatory 6-hour de-escalation training dealing with mental health issues and homelessness. Homelessness. Many libraries have witnessed a real uptick in homelessness. Our library's hilltop location make it more challenging to reach without a car, but we definitely have patrons who spend the entire day and evening in the library, likely due to being unhoused. They are welcome to do so and take advantage of the many services that we offer as long as their behavior does not adversely affect the peace and enjoyment of the city facility by other patrons. Staff have contacted SWAG and law enforcement for wellness checks for patrons. We also now offer a user-friendly integrated services delivery system which connects individuals to free or reduced cost resources in Riverside County for medical care, food, housing, senior services, transit, legal services, education, and job training. Politics. We seem to live in a more and more politically polarized society. Sadly, civility at times seems to have gone out the window. We've witnessed name-calling and harassment of patrons exercising their First Amendment rights in our public forum space. We've had incidents of books being defaced with anti-Semitic comments and symbols. Libraries strive to be a safe and neutral space for all patrons. Censorship. Libraries have long been spaces that offer everyone access to a range of ideas and information. The freedom to read is cornerstone to American democracy, so that all citizens have the opportunity to explore diverse ideas and perspectives. Libraries are places designed to meet the informational and recreational needs of the community. Schools and public libraries have experienced a rise in book challenges and censorship in recent years. In 2023, the Office of Intellectual Freedom documented 4,240 unique book titles targeted for censorship, as well as 1,247 demands to censor library books, materials, and resources. The number of titles targeted for censorship at public libraries increased by 92% over the previous year, accounting for about 46% of all the book challenges in 2023. 1 week after becoming the library manager, we received a public records request for a list of all items purchased within the last 5 years with city and county funds. The list contained over 8,000 titles. The library's mission is to provide welcoming spaces, trusted information, and enriching experiences for a thriving county. We have a diverse staff that serves a diverse community. Library staff and the RCLS collection development team work very hard to provide resources and materials to meet the needs of the entire community. We encourage parents to be involved in helping their children choose books that align with their family's values. To assist patrons, staff create curated book lists for all ages on a variety of topics and genres and offer readers' advisory services. Staff turnover. For many years, the library had a team who had worked together for 3 decades. Over the past 5 years, we've lost 69 staff members, some to retirement, some to attend college, and many for positions that pay more at other libraries. The constant high turnover rate makes team building extremely challenging because we invest a great deal of time training our staff, only to see them leave and go elsewhere. Those who leave love our library, community, and the staff, but they leave to earn a livable wage in order to survive and pay off college loans. We currently have 5 people on staff pursuing MLIS degrees in order to further their careers. These frequent changes in staffing place a real burden on staff who invest many years and much energy into providing valuable training and exceptional library service to our community. My husband and I moved to Temecula in 1989 to raise our young family. When we went to check on the library, where I hoped I would eventually get a job, it was then located in a tiny 750 square foot storefront in Tower Plaza. My interview took place at a TV tray. As I peered through the darkened windows at the cramped quarters, my eyes welled up with tears, and I said, "Where have you brought me?" It was not like the other modern libraries in Orange County where I'd worked already for 15 years. But I had tremendous hope for that little library, for what it might one day become. Those hopes began to grow when we opened the Grace Melman Library in 1992 and flourished when we opened the Ronald H. Roberts Temecula Public Library in 2006. Being part of the team that helped develop library services in our growing city has been a true honor and a joy for me, one that I am grateful for every single day. Our libraries face many challenges in our ever-changing world, but with new challenges also come new opportunities. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you so much, Ginger. Appreciate all you shared. We'll go ahead and call on each commissioner to ask a question or make comment if they wish, and we'll start with Commissioner Sizemore.
Thank you. Oh, Miss Ginger. My very first experience at the Grace Melman Library was when I had a little baby, my daughter. And I took first time in the library, got her books, got her picture books with little lift the flaps. Unfortunately, I left it a little too close to the crib when she took her nap. And woke up from her nap, and I went to get her, and I found all the little flaps torn off. And I brought the book into the library to you, and I cried, like, and you're like, it's okay, just next time. Leave the books away from the crib. I think my daughter's, her love of reading started the first time you took her hand and walked her into the tunnel with the whistle, little train whistle. So thank you for what you have given our city. It's just invaluable. Our library on the Hill is such a gem of our city. It is truly a gem. And, you know, we just talked about workforce development, and developing our workforce, developing our citizens starts before we're training them for a career. It starts at that library. It's not just about a pastime, a fun hobby of reading books or getting CDs from the library. You're a big part of the education of our residents.
Thank you.
It saddens me to hear the struggles that you are going through. Censorship, I don't know what the answer is to that, but I know I'd let my kids run around and grab all the books they wanted to, and then we'd sit down at one of the little tables, and I'd no, yes, no. Very rarely it was no until we got into teen fiction. Then that was a little different. So it saddens me to hear that. I think one of the things I find the saddest is to hear about the turnover of your staff. As a business owner, I know that can be extremely expensive, especially when you're talking about specialized training that your staff is needing to be able to handle some of these challenges of your patrons. So that means potentially you have staff that's not trained because they're in between training when you've had it. That saddens me. That saddens me to hear that your staff is struggling in that regards. That would be something I'd love to see changed in our city. I know I've mentioned here on the dais before disappointment in services that I've seen diminish as far as the app. We used to be able to check our books out in the app. I love that app. That's gone. Then you guys got me hooked to Libby, and then you took Libby away. But at least I still have San Diego County Library's Libby, so I can use that. But that makes me sad that I'm having to use San Diego County's Libby to have ebooks. So thank you for what you've done, not just for my family, but for all the families in this city. Thank you. I hope that as a city we can help to rectify some of those situations, that our library can continue being the gem of Riverside County, gem of Southern California. I'm just going to go that far. Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Adi?
Wow. A much-needed presentation to our commission, and thank you for coming here tonight and doing such a wonderful job with that. One of the places that we concur 100% is your passion for early literacy. And as a lifelong educator, my focus has always been on putting our emphasis on those younger children, the TK, K-age children, and if we give them that solid foundation, we eliminate some of the issues we have later on, and that foundation is so important. I want to talk about, too, that having been a local educator and worked in elementary schools here, that Miss Ginger is a legend and a hero, and there's another great example of that joint effort between city programs, county programs, and the school district. I think that we have to realize what a gem we have. I mean, we had a wonderful head librarian in Rosie Vanderhoek for years, but even with all of Rosie's abilities and skills and amazing things that she did, Ginger's been the heart of our library and a big reason why it is so special today. And I am saddened that we can't allow somebody with such great talent to perform to her best abilities and give us what we really need in that facility. I was taken back by by how popular our library is. We've always been amazed at the numbers every month when we see those numbers, but man, to be twice as popular as any library in the county, in the area, that's pretty spectacular. I think we just have to realize, and my question is not going to be to Ms. Ginger. I've changed my mind. I'd like to throw it over to our director and ask, is there a way that our commission can get something here to send up to council to give this a little bit more of a special look or a more detailed look than we've been giving it? Could you walk us through that process?
I hate to punt, but I'm going to say I want to talk to the city clerk first and find
Okay.
out what that would look like.
Okay.
Because we don't have, certainly at next Tuesday's council commission report, the chair can definitely mention that, he heard this presentation and that you have these thoughts on this for sure. But to do something that's a little more formalized, I would need to check with the city clerk and see what that would look like.
Okay.
And I'm completely just making this up as I go right now. My initial thought, I should just pause there. I'll just say I'm making it up as I go, but I will talk to the city clerk.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Didn't
you.
Didn't mean to put you on the spot, but I
No,
appreciate.
not at
I
all.
appreciate you, checking with the city clerk and looking at, again, as the commission, we do so much with our library that, we really want to know what we can do to support this. And again, another one of Temecula's gems, and we want to make sure that we treat it in a Temecula way. So, thank you, Ginger.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, Commissioner Adi, and you went kind of where my wheels were turning as far as we have the ability, at least at a basic level, at our next report, to at least give a flavor of some of this. So we can start there and see what else we can do in a more extended format. Next up, Commissioner Castro.
Thank you for the briefing. It's always enjoyable to hear somebody who's very passionate about what they're talking about, and it comes through that you know what you're doing, and I appreciate everything you've done for the community and in the challenging atmosphere you have to work in to try to meet the goals. There's always that balance between how much resources are available in a public setting versus the needs of the community, and it's hard to manage that balance. I also want to thank you personally for saving me thousands of dollars, because we moved here 3 years ago and we got rid of 20 boxes of books or more from my wife, and now I've got her at the library, so now we don't end up with piles and piles of books around the house. So thank you very much.
Love that.
Vice Chair Hawks.
Hi, Miss Ginger.
Good evening.
I know you also as Miss Ginger because you probably didn't know me, but I started going to library when my kids were young, started from baby story times, and then as they grew, we went to the shows, and you are always up front introducing the performers, and Miss Ginger has all your tips telling the kids and give out prizes, so those are all fun memories. And so I really appreciate what you shared with us tonight about the challenges. Usually we heard the report always, we have so many door counts and the impact, but tonight is the first time I heard from you as a manager the challenges you're facing. And I agree with all my fellow commissioners that, like, my first question, I was thinking, how can we help as our commission? That, like, we all agree seems the first step will be bringing up to the council when chair reports it. And then, so we can, and that's what we are here for. We want to hear back from our communities and then bring it to the council. So make the job a little bit easier for you, because that's such an impact for our community. So my one question is, you're talking about the books being checked, being censored. I'm wondering, how is that purchasing process? You said over the last 5 years, the library purchased 8,000 books, and how do they go about what books to go purchase, especially nowadays with so many self-published books, and it seems everybody's writing a book. So how do you choose?
Right. So librarians read reviews. We have a collection development team in Riverside County, and they read book reviews to make selections on all the materials they purchase. They look for books that have at least 2 positive reviews. And then we have funding from the city that supplements the county book budget. So we have staff also who use that same process when they're making book selections to add to the collection.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, well, as others have stated, thank you so much, Ginger, for your very heartfelt and comprehensive presentation. And again, what an incredible career there, 49 years and going here in library service in Southern California. Absolutely amazing. I also wanted to get the opportunity to publicly thank you for when I reached out about coming by and visiting and seeing the library and getting a tour. I got an A+ tour and got a chance to really dig into the facility and see it in a way I hadn't seen it before. So So thank you for that. I guess the one thing that stands out to me, and again, things have changed, and you really laid that out really well, just talking about the pandemic and then post-pandemic, and again, libraries, education too, so we're parallel with that, and it's like, well, with education, things have changed, and there's different challenges for teachers and school personnel in the classroom and on the school sites, but the idea that, you guys basically, need to house homeless folks during the day and manage that as you try to provide services to thousands of people a month. What a challenge for sure to balance that and do it with grace and humility. But in the end, it comes down to what you stated, and I know you used the word resiliency, and libraries and librarians have to be resilient, and you've obviously modeled that. So again, thank you so much, and we'll do what we can to make sure we pass it on.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Can I follow up with one thing?
Go ahead, Commissioner Castro.
I just wanted to follow up on what Gary brought up with pushing things up to the city council. I think this is I know other commissions make recommendations to the city council, and it would be good this would be a good chance for us to set up a process for doing that and kind of scope how we're going to do it. I would hope we could come up with a way of being very specific on what we're recommending, not just bringing a problem up, but a solution, not just saying, hey, look at this, but how are we going to look at it and what we think should happen.
Oh, I appreciate that approach. What I was starting to say earlier and caught myself on was my first thought was, this seems like the sort of thing that would get sent to maybe an ad hoc subcommittee. But it's the council decides whether or not to create ad hoc subcommittees. So I just, for a moment, I was like, I don't want to overspeak, but as long as you all understand, I'm just speaking hypothetically. It seems like the sort of topic that might go to a subcommittee that would create the structure for that. But again, that would have to be, council would take the action to make the subcommittee in the first place, because while this topic could go to the community services subcommittee, and certainly it would fit there, I also think given the scope of it, there's a chance that it might be better suited to an ad hoc subcommittee specifically dedicated to the topic of library operations in the city. So that was the part I was kind of starting to think out loud and then didn't want to kind of overstate things. But either way, I appreciate that perspective of wanting to bring a solution and a proposal forward and not just kind of raise a problem or a complaint.
I think we've heard things, at least over the last almost 2 years I've been here, where I think there was chances to make recommendations, but there didn't seem to be a process for doing that.
Mm-hmm. That's a very good point.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you everyone for your participation and comments on that. Next on our agenda tonight are public comments. Willa, do we have public comments tonight?
We do. We have one public speaker this evening, Jillian Larson.
All right, great. Welcome, Jillian. Come on up. And I believe you have 3 minutes, up to 3 minutes if you'd like.
Oh, good. I really have a hard time sticking to 3 minutes, but good evening, Chairman, council members, and the city. I've been trying to come to one of these meetings for I don't know how many years. Every time I would look and see, put it on my calendar, poof, it got knocked off for some other thing. So, but I wanted to come today. Ron, my husband behind me here, and I have lived in Temecula for about 22, 23 years. I kind of forget the length of time, but it's been a long time. We chose Temecula because it seemed to me like it was a good family-friendly town that our daughters might like to move to as well, and they did. It's been what I called a utopian bubble. And it's due to everything that all of you guys do. And the city, I can't even say how impressed I am, and many people in Temecula are, by what you all do. Obviously, it comes from the actual department, but all of you play a huge part in it. I see you, if not in person, at many, many events, if not in person, on Facebook or Instagram. So keep it up, keep going. We have moved 18 times in the 55 years that we've been married. I have never, ever, in any of those 18 places, seen a city, a town, a community like Temecula. And every time I get this book, I am absolutely blown away by what all of you present to your citizens every year. And I'm blown away when I see all of the people attending all of these events, taking classes, coming to the parades, everything that all of you are doing for Temecula. So I just wanted to say thank you, and I'm saying thank you from myself, from my family, and I hope from Temecula. And the two presentations tonight, I hope everybody watches the YouTube of these meetings, because everybody should know what our city offers our community. So just a very big thank you. Maybe I'll have more time to go to things. I've kind of loosened up my plate a little bit, and I can go to a few more things now with that done. But thank you. I don't think all of you get thanked enough for what you do. Just know that Temecula does love what you do. I love what you do. We love what you do. So thank you. This is an amazing book, and it is an amazing city. And we really appreciate everything you do. So please share it with the rest of your department, most of whom I know, and some of you I don't know that well, and I hope to get to know you better. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Just thank you for your comments. We appreciate you being here tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so moving on our agenda, we have our two division reports. And first we have Parks and Recreation. We are going to hear from Marcus Hayes. And Marcus, you're a senior recreation leader. Welcome. Glad to have you tonight. I understand it's your first time with us. All right, well, welcome.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Commissioners. I will be doing a recap and a preview of what's coming up. Starting off with aquatics, September of this year, we had an attendance of over 1,000. We had 1,376 lap swims, 595 water exercises, 396 swim lesson participants, 1,019 public swims, and 12 lifeguard classes. For public swim, we just concluded that it went on from May to September. We had over 20,000, almost 21,000 participants that enjoyed their time. We had over 396 participants that were registered for the lessons in September. 154 participated in swim, 154 children participated in youth swim lessons with 53 adults. For American Red Cross courses, 12 students participated in session 1 of 8 lifeguard courses, with upcoming classes to be held October and November 2024, and January, February, and March 2025. Continuing with aquatics, our total impact was 6,492. The training report for during the month of September 2024, aquatics team members refreshed their skills in passive rescue techniques, which included rescuing drowning students at different depths and using extrication techniques to remove them from the water. Staff practiced CPR and airway management. For our contract classes, we had over 6,000 participants, and there were 370 classes that were offered, ranging from we had ballet for performing arts, youth teen enrichment, had teen screenwriting. For visual arts, we had watercoloring paint techniques. For sports and fitness, we had flag football clinics. For seniors, we had senior yoga. And for special interests, we had healthcare provider CPR. Our community recreation center, or our CRC, had a total impact of 792. We have senior and special needs hours in the gym that happen every weekday from 8:30 in the morning to 11 a.m. We had a pretty successful color run this year at Ronald Reagan Sports Park. We had nearly 900 runners and over 300 spectators. I want to give a big thank you to our MC, Jeff Waddleton, that stepped up and always does a really good job for the city. And Shauna Cernowski was photographing for the event. For our skate park jam event is filled with music and refreshments. We have drawings and giveaways and other activities. This event is designed for ages 17 and under. Partner and neighbor drop-in and action advocacy group. For our Teen Zone is every weekday. We will go from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's every Monday to Friday, other than Wednesday when we'll be 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturdays will be 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. For every single middle school and high school student, it would be a $1 annual membership. Participants can play board games, sing karaoke, have a bunch of fun with video games, and there will be other scheduled activities for Teen Zone. Team basketball hours range from Monday on 2:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesday will be 2:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. and Thursday will be 3:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. Friday we go from 3:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday will be 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. September highlights were cooking. So we had a lot of different things that they made for the Teen Zone this year. So there was Uncrustables that they had. They had protein balls, and they also did quesadillas and baked apples. Games were flag football, karaoke, and many other ones. And my favorite was the Hot Ones Challenge. Crafts, we did plenty of journals, painted pumpkins, and pearly beads. Wacky Wednesday relay race was September 11th, 2024. In September, the Teen Zone dedicated itself to promoting health and fitness. Our goal was to inspire teens to embrace an active lifestyle and develop healthy habits. Everyone enjoyed the inflatable obstacle course, relay races, healthy snacks, and refreshments. The next Wacky Wednesday was Halloween movie, which was October 9th, which just passed. Homeschool Fridays at the Teen Zone are Friday, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. On Friday, August 16th, 2024, we open the doors to serve our homeschool community. We also have teen trips. Our teen trip pins and packets are on Tuesday, November 26, 2024. Homeless outreach. September, we had 5 street exits, and total street exits year to date was 112. Throughout 2024, we provided rental assistance to 3 families with a total of 9 children using the CDBG funding. All 3 families had children enrolled in Temecula Valley Unified School District. Friday, 2026, the SWAG client was connected to telecare in Paris to address his mental health crisis. Homeless outreach coordinated 112 encampment cleanups and discover 136 encampments. For our library had a total impact of 19,319. Our statistics were 54,229 circulated items. We had 6,051 questions, and for Wi-Fi connection, we had 9,413. For our in-person programs, 90 attended Homecoming at Hogwarts, 23 attended Beginner Crochet, we had 1,239 that attended the 24 preschool story times, 200 search for private treasure. We had National Library Card Month, Hispanic Heritage Month, National Deaf Awareness Month, and Fall into New Book Month. Upcoming events we have on Wednesday, October 16th, from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., DIY, Crafternoon, Hollow Read, which obviously is good for Halloween, and crafts for ages 3 to 12. And also we'll have Thursday, October 17th, 2024 at 3:30 p.m. to 4:15 p.m. Earthquake Preparedness Seminar for the Temecula risk and preparedness activities for the community. For rentals, we had a total impact of 3,635. We have 3 rentals and 250 patrons for the conference center. The CRC has 6 rentals and 600 patrons. Temecula Community Center has 7 rentals, 600 patrons. Ronald Reagan, the public library, 3 rentals, 120 patrons. Our picnic shelters are 34 rentals, 1,700 patrons. And our welcome center, September 1st to 30th, were 365 patrons. Special events, we have a total impact of 3,125. We had a 9/11 remembrance. We had over 100 attendees. We had 125 attendees. Cartoonapalooza featuring Art Fest was September 14th, and we had 3,000 attendees. We are previewing for our History Day, which is October 12th at Sam Hicks Monument Park. Rescue with Ripsy Pet Expo, October 19th, 2024 at Civic Center Quad. Halloween Carnival, October 25th, 2024 at Civic Center Quad. For sports, our local recognized baseball and softball leagues are continuing fall season. Games will be made up in the future due to our major heat wave that we had this year. We had a few weeks where it was pretty much 110 degrees and people just couldn't come out for those. It was unhealthy, unsafe. But our rental groups are at full capacity for fields, hockey rinks, and the CRC gym. Adult sports leagues are still continuing as normal, and our adult basketball league will be wrapping up its playoffs in October of this month, which should be at the end. I believe it ends in about 2 weeks. We have youth baseball tournaments that are going on throughout this month and through part of, I think it ends in December, but we will go October 5th and 6th for SEA Perfect Game, October 12th and 13th for Just Want to Play Ball, October 19th and 20th for DC SoCal USSSA, and October 26th and 27th for Just Want to Play Ball. Thank you for listening to me, and I'll be here for any of your questions.
Okay, appreciate it, Marcus. Thank you for sharing all that. We will give commissioners an opportunity to ask a question or make a comment, and we will start this time with Commissioner Oddie.
Welcome to the commission, Marcus. Good job on your first time around. Appreciate all that great information. Wanted to just have one question and then a comment again. I like the, again, that the opportunities we've given that homeschool community. Hope that we can give them a little bit more. We're working on that one Friday, but giving those folks who I know their focus is always what are some creative ways to do healthy and active lifestyles, and also those social emotional connections for those kids too. So appreciate the effort there. On the swim lessons, I noticed that there was 360 lessons in September. We're extending now lessons into the fall and winter, is that correct?
Yes, into the fall at least, we continue with private and semi-private lessons. So we're not doing the large group lessons. I shouldn't say large, I think they're only like 6 kids per instructor, so they're not that large. But we're not doing the group lessons through the fall and winter. We're doing the small semi-private and private lessons.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Commissioner Castro. Excuse me, Castro.
Thank you, Marcus. That was very informative. Appreciate all the information. I had one question. I saw there was over 6,000 questions at the library. Was that 6,000 different questions or the same question 6,000 times?
I think we'll just point to Ginger on this one and let her answer.
Okay. Thank you.
How many of those 6,500 questions were, where's the bathroom? Oh, these were real questions. Got it.
Commissioner Sizemore.
Thank you. Thank you for being here with us tonight, Marcus. It's a pleasure to have you joining us. A couple of questions I had. Just out of interest, do we have any statistics on the number of rescues or life-saving events our lifeguards participated in at our aquatics facilities this summer?
You know, I don't offhand, but that's a great question. I'm sure we can get that.
Okay, and I just thought it'd be interesting to know that. Another thing, I don't know if there's just so much going on that I've never noticed it before, but teen trips, is that new or is that something we've done for a long time?
I believe that's a new activity that they've started at the Teen Zone. Will, are you confirming?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, it is a new activity. It was very popular over the summer, so we're going to keep on through the fall, and as it becomes more popular, we'll add more as we go. So, but yeah, it is new.
Is there certain times that you're doing that? Is it like on days that our youth are out of school at TVUSD?
Looks like the next one was Thanksgiving week, if I
Okay.
recall. Was that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so you're right. It's when they're out of school. That's why
Out of
we're
school.
probably doing the next one Thanksgiving week. That's correct.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to hear at a future commission meeting how that event went, how popular it was, and the outcome was. Also, I just wanted to mention at the library, Hogwarts Homecoming and Search for Pirate Treasure. I want to sign up for that. I mean, do you have to be a youth? I mean, I can dress up like a pirate and march through the library. That sounds like fun. I would. I have the costume. I am looking forward to the Halloween Carnival. Mr. Sizemore and I have a couple's costume. We are going with the Toy Story theme this year, and I'm thinking that we're going to retire the Buddy costume for the Christmas parade this year and double dip with our Halloween costume. Unless Mayor Stu forbids it, then we'll do that. And I just want to mention, I know I usually mention this, but I do appreciate that you make space in the sports calendar for our adult leagues to have that opportunity to recreate. I do enjoy seeing them reported monthly in our reports. Thank you.
Vice Chair Hawks?
Thank you, Marcus, for the thorough report. I just have one quick question about the Teen Zone. For the membership, that's for our resident only or for non-resident as well? I've been passing the word and inviting families, and they ask me, some of them, they don't live in Temecula, like Murrieta or other surrounding.
You know, I actually don't know that offhand. Does anyone happen to know?
I think it's actually only for Temecula residents, but I'll double check and get back to you.
Thank you, Willa. You're just jumping in on all kinds of things. I appreciate that.
Because for some of our other events, for classes, is that the non-resident can also register after the resident register?
The majority of our activities and classes are just open registration. Anyone can register at the same time. For our impacted ones, the ones where we tend to fill up and end up with people on the wait list, we prioritize residents, usually by giving them a head start on registration, like you were saying, a few days. There are a few things where we charge a non-resident fee, which is more like lap swim. Residents pay less, non-residents pay more. And then there are a couple of things that are just residents only. But it really depends on demand. If we can satisfy the demand for all the residents who want to be in something without any problems, then we open it up to everyone. But when things get to the point where we're putting residents on wait lists but non-residents are getting in, then we have to relook at how we do things, because all of our residents pay the Measure C parcel tax.
Right.
So, that assessment was passed in, I think, 1991, specifically to fund community services, events, and activities.
Okay. I just think it'll be nice to have, if we haven't met the capacity, that we can open it up to surrounding cities, so especially, for example, the homeschool community at the moment, they have probably 10, 15 teens there every week, so that we can have more teens to participate.
All right, well, thank you, Marcus. Yeah, it was great to, we heard in public comments from Ms. Larson, we heard about everything that's offered, and to see those numbers, 370 contract classes, over 6,600 participants. It was great to see that all reinforced, and to hear about the comprehensive reach of the library that we get every month, and that touches so many, and to have Ginger here tonight. So it's great to connect all those dots. The only other thing I wanted to comment on was on the homeless outreach, to see that we were able to assist in helping 3 families that had a total of 9 children, and guess many of them are in the schools here in Temecula and help provide rental assistance. That's what I would call really making a difference at a critical crisis situation. So it just shows, again, the comprehensive work of the department, and appreciate you sharing it tonight, Marcus. Thank you.
For those 3 families, I just wanted to mention that every one of them had minor children registered in TVUSD. These are homegrown, these are families. One family was living in their car with, I want to say it was 4 kids and a 5th on the way. Another family has been here for 20 years. They have 2 kids. One's a senior, one's a sophomore at one of our TVUSD high schools. The dad lost his job. They got evicted. They were living unsheltered, basically. And this is happening in our community. So I appreciate you bringing that up. It's really wonderful we were able to help. It's really sad that we have to. Thank you.
Well said. Thank you, Erica. Okay, we have another division report, and with us tonight we have Sergio Rea, who now holds the title of Community Services Manager. Sergio, congratulations on your official promotion, and we look forward to hearing from you tonight.
Thank you, Chairman. I appreciate that greatly. Before I begin, I just wanted to let you know that we ascertained an answer, Commissioner Hawks, from the Teen Zone. So it's $1 per year for a membership, regardless of whether or not they're residents or non-residents. That's actually pretty generous. It's a good deal. Oh, and I also want to say one more thing. Commissioner Sizemore, you mentioned the adult sports and reporting on the adult sports leagues. I just want to say that the success of our adult basketball league is really largely in part of this guy and another employee we have named Matt Dobbins. They primarily run the basketball league, and they know the community, and they were able to grow the amount of teams because of their connections. So I want to say he deserves a lot of credit for it. Good job, Marcus. Okay, so we'll start off with community outreach. The total reaches in September of 2024 was 189,380, and these impacts were made by spreading stories, posts, reels, e-blasts. We have 13,906 new Instagram followers. We posted we had 46,066 views of our Instagram stories, and we have an additional 7,458 Facebook followers. The completed projects that the outreach team was able to accomplish was they produced the marketing and design for the upcoming Health and Wellness Fair promotional materials. They created the logo and filmed a promotional video for this event. For Park Adventures, they filmed and released episodes 32 and 33 of Park Adventures, which were on Wolf Creek Trail Park and Wolf Creek Park. And then they have episode 34 on Town Square Park that will be released this month. There are only 3 episodes left until they finished covering every single park. So that's quite an accomplishment because there are, I believe, 41 parks, I want to say, so that's a lot. In addition, they met with our IT department to discuss the updated City of Temecula website and the impact it would be having on the Temecula Community Services page. They provided images and design direction for the new webpage, and the new webpage went live in late September, and that website can be visited at temeculaca.gov/DCSD to see the changes. In addition, the Veterans RAC card, they have redesigned the RAC card as a supplemental marketing piece to direct to our website with helpful information and resources for veterans. This marketing piece is being printed out and will be available at city facilities later this month. For upcoming projects, the military banners. They have taken design in-house for the military banners that will be hung in Town Square Park and along Main Street in Old Town Temecula. These presented to the Veterans Subcommittee in early October 2024. The new approved designs for military banners will be printed out later this month and will be on display starting next month. On to the arts and culture, the winners, these are the art galleries that are around town. These are the art gallery showcases. The gallery in the Rotunda Gallery is by artist Karen Massino. In the Ronald H. Roberts Temecula Public Library, the artist featured there is Kelly Moore. Here in the Civic Center, the artist is Lisa Cabrera. And at the Merck is artist Carl Kravitz. The Ralph Love Plein Air competition wrapped up and came to an end on September 20th. Friday, we held the ceremony, and the Best of Show award was awarded to Barbara Nelson for Stars and Stripes. That is her piece on the right-hand side. The first place winner in the adult division was Jeff Marquez. The first place for youth division was Aileen Q. Second place was Neil Mitchell, and third place was Susan DiArmond. New programming at the Temecula Valley Museum. The Outdoor Fun and Fabric was put up on Friday, September 27th, and will run through Sunday, November 3rd. The title of this exhibit is Outdoor Fun and Fabric, and it was brought to us by Quilts on the Wall Guild and Southern California Textile Artist. Also at the museum, on Culture Day that was held on September 14th, Saturday, they celebrated Mexico. They had tacos from Quito's Tacos and featured crafts and free watercolor classes for the attendees, and included live dance performances of Ballet Folklorico by Ballet Folklorico group here in Temecula. In additional programming, Visit Temecula Valley Wine Month Art Contest ran from Tuesday, September 10th through September 30th, 2024. This contest featured local artists, and the winners were picked by public voting, and the winner was Jody Luna. Out of the Archives was held on Sunday, September 26, 2024, and the theme of this one was Back to School, and our staff member, Mindy Johnson, brought out historical artifacts that had to do with the kids returning back to school. Something Mindy Johnson also presented was on Saturday, September 28, 2024, when she gave a discussion and talk on the life and career of Earl Stanley Gardner, and this was offered to the Experimental Aviation Association, Chapter 1270. Moving on to the mural project unveil, on September 18th, Wednesday, the Arts and Culture Division unveiled the mural titled Dia de los Muertos to celebrate the Hispanic Heritage Month. This was designed and done by Clarissa Lee and her art students, and it was attended by artists, families, City of Temecula elected and appointed officials, executive team members, and staff. And thank you guys for attending, those that were there. Appreciate it. Upcoming events at the museum in October and November 2024. We have Temecula Culture Day coming back on Saturday, November 9th, where we will be celebrating India, and we will also have food, crafts, and activities, all India inspired in India to celebrate India. Anyway, Temecula Mural Project Unveil, the next one will be on Wednesday, November 13, 2024, and this one will be celebrating Native American Heritage Month, and the artists are from Pachanga Chamaquila School, and we will be unveiling that at 5 p.m. And then a new exhibit will be going up on Friday, November 8th, and will run through January 26, 2025, and this is Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown, which will be works from the animated classic Sunday comic strips, The Peanuts. Over at the Merc, they had a total attendance in September of 3,689 and a total outreach of 16,924. The Merc continued with the regular programming of the Merc series shows. Stand-up comedy, country live, jazz, speakeasy, and Brazilian jazz had an increase in sales this month. We also welcomed PRN Productions at the Merc series as they will be presenting Friday Night Live for the remainder of the 2024-2025 season. The performances were September 12th through the 26th, Jazz at the Merc, September 21st, Country Live at the Merc, September 14th, Speakeasy at the Merc, September 20th, Brazilian Latin Jazz, September 27th, Friday Night Live, and September 28th, Stand-Up Comedy. Total attendance was 403 patrons for 11 performances. Further, in September 2024, offered many different types of performances for all ages to enjoy. Every month, Temecula Theater strives to present residents and visitors with a high-quality variety of entertainment year-round. Their performances in September included Temecula Valley Players' Disney's Newsies, which ran from September 5th through the 15th. And then also celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month of the Theater, September 19th had Colors of Mexico. September 20th was classical series Ellas. September 21st was Fandango, featuring Conjunto Jardín. September 29th, classical series featured pianist Ilya Yakushev. September 27th, TEDx Temecula, Reimagine. And September 29th, Aloha series Slatki Ohana. Total attendance numbers for the month of September was 2,449 at 11 Temecula Valley Players performances, 338 patrons at 1 City of Temecula performances, 417 patrons at 4 Temecula Presents performances, and 125 at 1 TEDx Temecula performance. Over to the Human Services Division, we held the 14th annual Health and Community Resource Fair on Saturday, September 21st. This event featured 100 indoor and outdoor vendors and had 1,000 plus attendees. The premier sponsor for the event was Temecula Valley Hospital. And again, thank you to all the commissioners who attended the event. The Youth Advisory Council, which meets on Wednesdays, had a total of 25 participants, and the Global Citizens Horticulture and Viticulture Vocational Program had a total of 10 participants this fall season. Over to the High Hopes, the 25th anniversary party, which was held at the MRC, and participants enjoyed pasta, garlic rolls, and a special anniversary cake to celebrate 25 years of the High Hopes program. Participants had a wonderful time dancing to music by DJ Jeff and spending time with friends. They also loved the photo booth that was arranged and had a wonderful time dressing up and creating memories. Over at the Eagle Soar Playground and Splash Pad Inclusive Social Skills Program, which was held at Mike Nagar Community Park, it featured designated playtime for children and families with disabilities hosted in partnership with the Disability Sports Foundation. Participants enjoyed various activities including sensory stations, crafts, soccer, obstacle courses, and more. Some more events for senior services. It had Senior Talks, which was held on Monday, September 9th and Monday, September 23rd, had a total of 39 participants. Arts and Crafts were held on Wednesdays, September 11th and September 25th, and had a total of 25 participants. Birthday Celebration was held on Wednesday, September 11th, and celebrated 8 birthdays. The Silver Shuttle, held on Monday, September 16th, had 12 participants, and a monthly event held Thursday, September 12th, had 100 participants, and then 12 participants went on the Wednesday, September 18th excursion. Over in workforce development, they had a total impact of 62 participants in the month of September. The Internship Fellowship Program, City of Temecula's Workforce Development Department, offers various internship opportunities for high school graduates and undergraduate or graduate college students who are looking to gain valuable experience by working with their local government. A total of 24 interns during the month of September 2024 in the Internship Fellowship Program. Interns were completing their internships in the following city departments: Community Services, Economic Development, Emergency Management, and Economic Development. Oh, there's 2 of them. Sorry about that. Anyhow, the externship program, externships to high school graduates and current college students. 13 externs during the months of September 2024 in the externship program. Extern was completing their externship in the following areas: culinary arts, veteran affairs, auto, and media. The Youth Innovators Program, which is held on Wednesdays from 4:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m., had a total of 4 meetings in September, 10 high school students per meeting on average. And in September 2024, Youth Innovators primarily focused on planning the upcoming junior STEM programs themed around human biology and chemistry. Collaborating in small groups to develop outlines and PowerPoint presentations, the students divided into researching topics such as anatomy and physiology. Youth Innovators also helped set up and facilitate the Human Biology Junior STEM program that was held on September 4th, 2024. The Junior STEM program, which was held on Wednesday, September 4th, from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., had a total of 15 middle school students in attendance and was facilitated by the Youth Innovators. This month's focus was on human biology, featuring a variety of activities and educational lectures about human anatomy. Students engaged in hands-on activities, raffles, and enhanced their understanding of biological systems and participated in discussions led by our Youth Innovators. This concludes our full report, and we are available to answer any questions you may have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sergio. Appreciate it.
No problem.
We'll give commissioners an opportunity to ask a question or comment. Let's go ahead and start this time with Vice Chair Hawks.
Thank you, Sergio, and congratulations on your promotion.
Thank you very much.
I have a question about the MERC attendance. I remember last time when we had the meeting that the MERC had to close temporarily, and now you said you see a surge in attendance. Is that due to the closure?
Oh, I don't think so. I think that was just coming into fall. People are back to school. They're back in their routines. But we were closed. We were able to reopen. Everything's good. No more fleas.
Okay.
So we're very excited about that.
Good to hear. Then I have two comments. First is about the performance. One, my friend went to see the performance at, I think it's Ellis, and she really enjoyed it, and she made sure she gave me a report.
Oh, great. I saw them when they played there maybe 6 or 7 years ago, but I missed them this time, and they are really, really good.
Yeah, she went for her birthday. She really enjoyed it. And also I want to comment on the health fair. I was there, and I had a chance to speak in front of the steps and also walked around, talked to different vendors. They really appreciate the opportunity for them to come to present whatever service they're offering to the community. And then one question they had, they were asking about this fair. Also, they told me there was a fair at Pachanga. Is that facilitated by Pachanga, or that's separate?
That's totally separate from us. That's Pachanga.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have anything to do with it.
So these are, but this sounds like the same vendors, they would go to both.
Oh, okay. Unless they were talking about going to State of the City at Pachanga, because we do have exhibitors there. We have like a resource. It's usually more some health vendors, but usually more like community organizations. So if it was a health fair, that would have been separate.
Okay. Yeah, they really appreciate it. Said, oh, if there is any other future opportunities, they can come and present. And they really have a range of activities and services, from cremation to check your blood sugar. And I went through all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cost $2,900. But yeah, that's just but I saw it. It's well attended, like you mentioned, over 1,000 people. Then just again that give our community the resources that they can. I didn't go to look for a cremation, but I'm surprised for that information.
We get you coming and going.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Vice Chair Hawks. Commissioner Castro.
Thank you for the report, Sergio, and congratulations on the promotion. I don't have any questions. As always, I'm amazed at the number of activities that are available to everybody. You know, for the size of the city and the scope of things that are available is amazing. But thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Sizemore.
Thank you for being here with us tonight, Sergio. Congratulations. I'm looking forward to seeing how our museum and our cultural arts grows under your direction. Looking forward to it. Just a couple of comments. You know, the arts have a special place in my heart, so I've enjoyed going to the art gallery on First Friday art night at the Merc. Enjoyed the plein air awards ceremony and viewing that we had. Enjoyed getting to go ahead and judge that. I did take an opportunity to walk through the Civic Center Gallery last week, and I love the mixed media pieces we have from Lisa Cabrera in there right now. Looking forward to the Christmas exhibit, the Peanuts. That sounds interesting. I'm looking forward to that. And we did enjoy watching Newsies last month. I do like the new website. Interestingly, I was online when the website went live because I went to the home to find something, found what I wanted to, went to it, and everything was just like it always is. And then I went back to home and it was like, whoa, what did I do? So either I broke it or it was planned. But it took me off guard a little bit, but very, very nice, very easy to navigate. So I'm looking forward to getting used to the new website. Thank you.
Commissioner Oddie?
I'm sorry, this isn't directly related to Commissioner Sizemore's immediate question, but I wanted to mention, or comment, I wanted to mention earlier when she talked about first going to the library and meeting Miss Ginger with that baby girl. That baby girl now works for us, so, and she helps you with your monthly expenditures, so I just thought I should point out how things come full circle, so we appreciate that.
We do have to correct ourselves, because she'll like tell me, oh, I met with the manager of the librarian. I go, Miss Ginger? She's like, I can't call her that, Mom, I'm an adult now.
We still call her Miss Ginger. We can tell her that. No, I think, Sergio, well, it's been exciting to watch you develop and succeed in every task that you've had here at the city, and you've really earned this, and congratulations.
I appreciate that, sir. I do. Thank you very much.
I think, thank you for the presentation. Just all the things we see in the arts and culture presentation, it's what makes our community whole. It's what makes a person whole. And to have those opportunities presented by the city for us to experience the arts is pretty spectacular. And unfortunately, I've been so busy the last few months, haven't been able to get out to much of those, and I'm not whole right now. But thanks so much to our Arts and Culture Division for really doing what they do. Thank you, Sergio.
You're welcome.
Yeah, excited for your opportunity, Sergio. Great start. I know I was at the Plein Air Awards, and I thought it went quite well. And it was a pleasure to be with colleagues, Commissioner Sizemore and Vice Chair Hawks. Also, I was at the September mural unveil. Those are always great to see the emerging artists get those opportunities. And overall, it feels like each month that I've noticed or noted, museum attendance seems to be up in that 15 to 20% range or more. Every month, there's more people getting outreach, touched by our museum. So that's exciting. And then I just want to give a shout out. I mean, again, it's kind of from afar, but I know you mentioned Mindy Johnson, and I've just kind of I saw her at the event Saturday, the History Day, and she seems to be very engaging with residents and young people and older people. And you mentioned her with some of her work on the out of the archives and outreach. So kudos to her. Glad to see the theater attendance is strong, nearly 4,000 people in September. I'm glad to hear the health fair went well with 1,000 plus attendees. I was at a wedding out of town. I was unable to attend. But great report, and a lot of great things happening as usual, so thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, and everyone else is very welcome for your compliments, guys. Thank you very much.
Okay, moving on then, we have our consent calendar, which has a single item. We will need to approve our minutes from our September 9th, 2024 meeting. Can I get a motion and a second, please?
Move.
Moved by Commissioner Audi,
Second.
second by Commissioner Castro. And Willa, would you please call roll?
Thank you, Chair. I will take a roll call vote. Commissioner Castro.
Aye.
Commissioner Audi.
Aye.
Commissioner Sizemore.
Aye.
Vice Chair Hawks.
Aye.
Chairperson Kingsburg.
Aye.
The vote is unanimous. The motion is approved.
Thank you, Willa. And again, welcome to you as Commission Secretary. I'm glad to have you. We work with you in various capacities, and I'm sure you'll do a great job. So thank you so much. Appreciate your professionalism always. And with that, we will turn it over to Director Russo for her report.
Good evening, everyone. So just two things I wanted to go over this evening, one good, one not so good. I'll start with the not so good. You may have heard the MRC was broken into 2 weeks ago, early Saturday morning, 4:30 in the morning. So CORE has been investigating. We have video footage of the individual, and so they're doing what they do best and trying to identify this person and bring them to justice. But nothing was really stolen. He did steal a key to the facility. So the entire facility has been rekeyed. The exterior was rekeyed immediately. The entire interior is being rekeyed tomorrow. I believe other than that, he stole a bag of lollipops and possibly a radio. So obviously, perhaps not his chosen calling. But anyway, we're dealing with that. But it is always very unsettling to see that happen and to see the footage of someone actually just breaking in and walking through a facility when they are not meant to be there. It's very disturbing. And it does remind us that although we are, we very much like to focus on, I hate saying being the fun department. I know Kevin always said we're the fun department. We are certainly the fun department. We are a lot more than that. But it's also, sometimes it's a reminder that we do deal with the public, and sometimes the public is not great. Sometimes they break into our facilities. Sometimes they harass our librarians. I'm sure Marcus and Sergio and Willa have all had their fair share of dealing with less than ideal human beings in the public sphere. So it is an aspect of our job that's not ideal, but we're happy to do it. But I did want to let you know about the MRC. And then the second thing you've all alluded to, good news, we have many staffing changes. I CC'd you all on that email earlier today. Obviously, Sergio got his very well-deserved promotion. I would like to take a moment and just thank Tracy Frick for everything she did during her 13 years here. We will miss her very much. She was really just a creative visionary when it came to reimagining what the Temecula Valley Museum could be. When she inherited it, it was in a fairly minimal, local, somewhat impoverished state. It was very focused on just local history, and it was also very, I would say, it hadn't really been refreshed or innovated or renovated in a lot of ways in terms of the content for many years. And so Tracy came in and worked with that existing structure and the great richness of local history that we had, which we love and value, but then she was also able to make it more relevant to the community and to bring entirely new groups of people in who weren't that familiar with our local history, to make it more appealing to kids, school kids, just passersby, tourists who happen to be here in Old Town. And she also really elevated the level of traveling exhibits that we bring in. She was really visionary about bringing in traveling exhibits that were national exhibits that come in, ranging every topic from this current one, which is a kind of a textile arts exhibit that's just gorgeous. She's brought in exhibits that dealt with civil rights. You name the issue, she has brought in. I think the immigration one, I believe Dr. Hawks went to see as well, and that was, to me, just one of the most moving ones I've ever seen there. Really beautiful exhibits. So Tracy, creative visionary, and I want to just pause for a moment and make sure we all, kind of thank her, at least in our heads, and possibly send her a little text message if you have a chance for everything she's done. That said, we're extremely excited about what Sergio will do in his tenure over the museum. I know he's very passionate about this. He's been job shadowing over there for how long? 6 months? Longer? A year almost? Yeah, a long time. So he's ready, and we're very excited to see where Sergio and the staff go in this new direction. And then, of course, we have all the other staffing changes we mentioned. Isabel will no longer be our secretary here. We're going to have Willa here. Willa is already whipping me into shape, so I appreciate that. She's doing an amazing job. Her organizational skills are absolutely top-notch, unparalleled. And all the other changes you saw. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask, but I just wanted to mention those ones in particular. So that concludes my report.
All right, thank you. So our last item are commissioner reports, and we will start with Commissioner Sizemore tonight.
Thank you, Chair Kingsburg. Appreciate getting to be here again with you guys tonight. It's a pleasure seeing all of you. It's been a pleasure seeing all of you out and about. We have a very active commission, and it makes me very happy to see that and be a member of that. I think I've pretty much reported on everything I've done over the past month. I did just want to just mention again, if we could find some way to bring to council, work together on making sure that our library funding is a priority for our city. I just think about everything we reported tonight: cultural arts, visual fine arts, human services, our senior services, workforce development. Our public library touches every single one of those. So I believe we have something called the Temecula Way. And one of our past council members said that you never regret doing it right the first time. So let's make sure that we don't have any regrets on the services we provide with our public library. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Sizemore. Commissioner Oddie?
Yeah, I'd like to focus on the community part of our namesake, not the service part tonight, but the community. And I generally thank staff for what you do, and thank you again for your part in making our community what it is today. It was real interesting to listen to the public comments tonight by Jillian and how her and Ron were, made the choice because of what our community is and how we cherish it together, how we come together in good times and bad to make it a great community. And then to hear Ginger's story about her and Jim coming to Temecula and thinking about what they have done and what Ginger has done to contribute back to this community. So I want to just make a point that the people here is what makes us a great community, but community services is what steers that and provides so many things for them. So thanks for what you do for making us such a quality community.
Thank you, Commissioner Audi. Commissioner Castro?
Yep. As Kathy said, it was a very busy month, ribbon cuttings and health fairs and other activities, but my favorite activity this month was the color run, where I got this sweet medal. And not just that, a headband that I haven't worn since the 70s, I think. But I'm going to wear it around, I think. Yeah, I'm ready to play pickleball. I did want to talk about the color run a little bit. It was, I think, Gary was talking about community, and that was one of the events that I think really brings the community together. It was really neat to see so many kids out there with their parents running and getting sprayed with the colors. And it's the kind of activity that people remember when they're growing up, and hey, I want to do that with my kids, and it builds generational memories, and I had a really good time. The other thing I wanted to talk about is I think 4 of us up here are members of Bike Temecula Valley. We had the Ride the Vines charity bike ride, which the city's helped us with. We were partnered. We used the facilities here, and we want to thank the city for everything they did with that. And as part of that agreement, we're also putting on a Halloween bike ride on October 26th at 4:30 p.m. going through Summers Bend neighborhood. So if there's a sign up on the city's website. There's also information out on that. I don't have the website in front of me, but we also, Bike Temecula Valley participated in the health fair, which we appreciate being able to be there for that and to meet people in the community. I did go visit some of the booths, and there was one where they measured your flexibility, and I'm getting older, and they were measuring my flexibility, and they told me that I seem to have early onset rigor mortis. And so, sorry, joke to end my session. Thank you.
All right.
I hear they had some cremation services. You might want to check into that.
Man.
You said you might want to check into those cremation services.
We're learning a lot tonight. This is interesting. Okay, Vice Chair Hawks.
First, I want to thank my fellow commissioners for participating. I've seen a lot of you at different events, 9/11 Remembrance or the plein air reception, so I really appreciate that our commissioners showing up at different events. And I think I already talked a lot about different events. One thing I want to report also goes with what Jillian was saying. She brought that magazine showing what community service, all the programs we offer. Last time I got maybe 30 magazines from Isabel. I did a mini PR campaign at my Toastmasters club, and also I visited a Rotary club, and I gave out all those magazines. They are apparently in high demand. A lot of them, they don't live in Temecula. Now they want to move to Temecula because of all the fun things we offer here. So I, again, really appreciate just our staff and our commissioners are working together to make us a great city that people want to move here. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing the book. Thank you for sharing that with those groups. We really appreciate that.
Thank you, Vice Chair Hawks. Yeah, just again, a lot of events, very busy month in September, kind of carrying into early October. I did enjoy attending the September 11th event because I was out of town last year. I did realize when I arrived I was a little bit overdressed. I kind of came in shirt and tie. I thought it was maybe a little more of a formal event, but I'll know better next time. But I didn't wear a headband. That's a good thing, right, Mr. Commissioner Castro? The other event I want to mention, that I think Sergio spoke to, was I was able to get over to the Senior Center in September for their event. It was a Hollywood theme. I saw some photos from that. And every time you get over there and get to interact with the seniors and be involved in that, it really is a positive thing. It really fills you up. It's a neat group over there. On a broader scale, I appreciate Erica, us getting updated this afternoon on some of the changes, staff changes in a positive way, and organizations need to adapt, right? Organizations need to grow, and if not, we're going to be stagnant, and we're going to be not moving forward. So that's exciting, and I did get to speak to a couple of staff members at the History Day on Saturday, and just about their new roles, and they seemed excited. They're new opportunities, and so that's just really positive. So just kudos to Erica, Don, and Bea for their leadership and continuing to move TCSD forward. And I'm glad you mentioned the website, Commissioner Sizemore, because I need to check that one out. I'm excited to see what TCSD updates on their website. So I'll look forward to seeing that. And I know I'll see you, Commissioner Sizemore, at the Halloween Carnival, Friday the 25th, right? I'm on for judging the 25th, so I'm throwing in on that one. So with that, if there's nothing else, we will adjourn this meeting at, looks like 7:46 p.m. The next scheduled meeting, emphasize schedule, the next scheduled meeting of the Community Services Commission will be held on Monday, November 11th at 2024, 6 o'clock p.m., right here in these chambers. Good night, everyone. Thank you. I want to get this to her. Good night, Gary.